eCTalks. We're here in the beautiful city of Miami Beach, right after the hurricane. And I'm here with Adriana, and we're going to talk about, the innovation in market research, or the innovative themes that were touched in ESOMAR 2017 this year that just happened. So she just arrived from Amsterdam, and we're here with Adriana, and she's going to talk to us about three areas specifically. One of them is about the theme that they had in ESOMAR, which is the future is now. And then things related to our paper, the paper that eCMetrics and eCGlobal wrote together with HBO in reference to the online community, everything that's related to engagement for market research, and the area of big data. So hello, Adriana.
Hello, Ivan. Thanks for the invitation. Hello, all. So it's a pleasure being here in this new eCTalk session. And yeah, so I just returned from Amsterdam, where we attended the ESOMAR Congress 2017, and we presented a case study with HBO. And in our session that was named "The Future is Now," and it's fun and engaging. It was very interesting because all of the case studies presented, in our case with HBO, there was another one with Nate Hover. We were talking about how can we incorporate some fun elements into the research process, or in when designing a methodology, that we recreate a new experience for the participant that's fun, and then how we can unlock new type of insights. And and it's really interesting because it's not just about using gamification elements as we use it. It's about incorporating elements, for example, to transform the way we can run focus groups. So that Nate study, they created a competition like the Outrageous, TV show.
All right, the TV
show from Trump. Right. And so it was like different consumer groups in different countries, but it was a qualitative study, competing between each other to see which of them would perform better, completing some tests. So I truly believe that that's a very innovative way on how to conduct market research, into recreate new experience, transform it in fun experience to the participants.
Perfect. Okay, so that's probably part of that future. The future is now, right? All these new techniques, even in offline settings. It doesn't have to be online. It doesn't have to be online. Exactly. So let's talk about the other thing, which is really in relation to the paper, which is the engagement in online communities.
Yeah, so when we combine gamification or fun elements with communities, I think it is a very powerful combination, because when we create a community, we also incorporate the social elements, so the participants can interact between each other, and also when we combine, these fun elements like a competition, a ranking, or discovery or exploration, social recognition, that is very powerful as we use with HBO. So with the HBO case, we use different type of gaming elements, like badges, like trivias, where they can compete to receive specific points, for example. And at the end of the day, when we incorporate gamification to online communities, we are tapping some psychological motivations, and I think that's what is very interesting. How we can keep people doing new type of activities or doing things without a specific incentive type or monetary incentive. So I think it's very powerful to use communities and incorporate the fun elements, to recreate new type of experience.
Perfect. Another section of the paper, which really eCMetrics was very much involved in, was the usage of big data. And what happens is that, just like Adriana said, when you have all this engagement that takes place in this online community, of course, there's a lot of information, there's a lot of posts, there's a lot of comments that are generated in these communities. So the question is, how are we going to analyze that information, which is very complex, because you're talking about, most of them are non-structured information. So that's where the paper came in, and basically what we did is we applied a lot of these machine learning techniques for all these comments and all these posts that were actually generated in the HBO online community by eCGlobal. So what did we do? We basically used various type of models. There were actually 9, I think there were 10 altogether. To try to actually go ahead and apply, of course, machine learning to try to predict, the category of each one of these posts. So based on a very specific patterns, we were able to categorize these posts because there were so many that to do that, individual is going to be very difficult. So we apply all these machine learning, and that's how actually we were able to do this, analysis, or even a much more in-depth analysis of the information.
Yeah, I agree. I think that big data analytics is definitely part of the new toolkits that market researchers need to take in consideration to use in the future,
exactly,
right?
Exactly.
Because more and more we're going to have to deal with larger data sets.
Right.
Not just because historically market research used to work with smaller data sets.
Right.
And now we have this ability to analyze.
Right, and even and we're talking about community. That's where you actually get even more. So when you're talking about communities and you're talking about a lot of people in this community, we typically, not always, but many times there are a lot of people that are involved in these communities. You have to apply some type of predictive models.
Yeah, I agree, and it's important to specify that there are different types of communities. Sometimes we see groups of 2 or 3 days being named as communities, but in this case, as HBO, as other communities that we manage, we're talking about thousands and thousands of participants,
right, of course, so
and maybe millions, of data points and that we need to process, and analyze. So yeah, definitely, gamification, fun, socialization, and big data is definitely, 3 areas that will be more and more incorporated into the future of market research. Actually, the future is now, as we already seen clients using that.
Okay, perfect, Adriana. Well, I think we came here to the end of this new edition. We always want to have this very quick, and because I know you're very busy. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Adriana, for this new edition.
Thanks for the invitation.
Right, you're welcome.
Hope to see you soon.
Yeah, hope to see. Please, just wait for our other eCTalks session, right? Okay, bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.